we are back, everyone. Behind the Counter podcast, live here on Instant Games TV. We have returned from our little hiatus during this time of the mall being closed. It just didn't feel right doing Behind the Counter, not actually Behind the Counter. So we are back here, live on Instant Games TV. Mike and I joining the lineup that has still been going on during the COVID. Most of all the other shows have continued, but we have taken a break. Let me just make sure our sound's good. It is, so that's all good to go. And we got a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's been crazy. Obviously, it's been a crazy couple weeks getting everything back going here. Yeah. But we've been having some fun the last couple of days, and we got a whole new setup behind us. You know, it's been we've been adding a lot of features to our streaming network of hardware, like computers and stuff like that. We got a lot of more stuff coming, some newer cameras, some better sound microphones. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Is this the debut of the Kraken, actually?
It is. You guys can't see it, but there's a computer behind me called the Kraken. And do you want to tell them what's inside the Kraken? Because you know more about it than I do.
I don't know about like the powers of it or anything.
No, like the little...
I do know there's a little pop of Davy Jones inside of it that protects its moisture, so...
I would turn it if I didn't want the camera to get all screwed up, but...
It was a long time coming. A lot of disappointment in the lead up to it. A couple of times it died right on us, but...
It got done! And the thing is more powerful than I think anything that's ever been assembled here at our store.
It does take some time to build up that kind of power. So
now the computer we had here, I've taken to my place. Now House Chevlin has a streaming setup. Doing a little Insane Games last night, doing a little rubbing, some bumping, getting the cars into the wall.
Some rubbing and bumping.
And that's a term for NASCAR. Rubbing, the cars are going back and forth, they're rubbing up against each other.
I heard like trading paint. I ever heard
trading paint.
Rubbing or bumping.
Rubbing's a word used in NASCAR, Mike.
It's not the only place where it's used.
Come on, Mike. So we got our cars behind us. We'll talk about those a little bit later, but you know, so obviously, you know, we have a lot of stuff to go over. You know, obviously here Behind the Counter, the podcast here, we talk a lot of things about business in regards around the store, around the channel, and we're going to do a lot of that. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a couple announcements to hopefully make in the coming weeks. I know we said we'll do a few today, but, you know, we got a lot of new stuff on the channel, a lot of stuff here changing at the store. The one thing that we, you know, we'll share online is we didn't know we were going to reopen. Not because of the COVID, but our lease here at the space here in the Willow Mall actually ended in the middle of all this stuff going on, and we were trying to figure out, you know, obviously it's no secret we want a bigger spot down the wing. It's a much bigger. We have an idea of really morphing everything that we have going on here with the channel and the store together. We really wanted that space, which we were told wasn't available to us right now until the end of the year. So we had a lot of things that we were trying to get figured out, and you know, for a little bit, but you know, we're coming back.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be back. Although laying around and doing nothing wasn't too bad, but we kind of got
to
go back at some point.
Right, but we kind of got, you know, at the last minute we were saying, "Oh, mall's reopening," so we were kind of forced to, we got to resign. We didn't really want. You know, nothing wrong with the spot that we've had for so many years. We're just, with their business concept and where it's going, really the space isn't, we're not really using it to all what it needs to be used. We need a bigger spot. So, we'll talk about that down the road as we move on in the coming months, what our new headquarters here is going to look like and what we change. So for that, really up to what? I think you didn't get to call it to what? The day before we...
Not the day before, but...
Like a day or two before. Remember that we found out Thursday that the malls could open Friday.
Yeah.
We weren't, technically, we weren't signed in the mall. Even though we were still here in the mall, obviously nothing left the store, but we technically weren't signed. Yeah. And so we did that over the weekend, and then we were kind of... Actually, we did open that Saturday, though.
We opened pretty quickly in comparison.
We opened that Saturday, kind of, we came in to clean up, and we actually
soft opening on the weekend.
We sold a ton of shit right off the bat. It was kind of crazy. So we kind of got open, then we took Sunday off, then we opened with reduced hours. So if you are looking to come to our store here, we are under reduced hours. Fat boy with a chain, 69 car, LOL.
You like
Mike
that?
and I both made new cars. We had the 69 Gatorade Ford Mustang right here. And we got the number 5 Mountain Dew Chevrolet Camaro over here. Pretty dripping wet. Mike and I were both working on them the last couple hours, making our own cars. We've been racing with other cars, but we'll talk about what we've been doing with NASCAR in a little bit.
The Oscar Mayer number 6.
I do miss my number 25.
Is almost second to none, but I wanted to try my hand with my own car. If I have to use a real car by someone, it's definitely the Oscar Mayer.
But your car works the same as a real car. It's not like it's slower. I kind of like us using our real cars.
Yeah.
I think it looks kind of cool.
Not the Wienermobile though.
I do like your. I think your car looks good.
It's like Static Shock. I forget what the cartoon was. But that
Why are
was
your
nice,
wheels
too.
black?
Why?
Did you want them that color?
I like them that color.
No.
Actually.
Like mine, see, that's the problem with the NASCAR Heat. So let's break it down real quick, and we're getting a little off subject. We here at the store, NASCAR Heat came out, and obviously the new hit show here on Insane Games TV. Oh, come on, Danny, it's your show. Danny NASCAR. We do every Tuesday playing NASCAR games, talking NASCAR. Well, NASCAR Heat 5 came out a week or two ago. I got it here to use, and obviously we did Danny NASCAR a few times with it. But then all of a sudden, Mike and Dave wanted to race, and let's go on and get a couple copies of it, which we did. And now all three of us are racing, and Steve, the editor here at Insane Games TV, he got in. So now the four of us were all racing last night on Insane Games Late Night. And I'd like to try to get some more people. I think it would be kind of cool.
So we got a couple people from chat joining in too from when we were playing. So we had 6 people that we knew on the track.
I mean, actually a couple people that were actually watching our stream who play NASCAR. He actually joined our own game. And so they were that was kind of fun. And then we had, we got Tom who may come on and play a little bit. Tyler may come on and play a little bit. Butts showing some interest from the Overwatch group. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a few people in, get a few copy purchase, and do our own Insane Games TV racing on Sunday night. See, I think one night a week. I think if we do too much of it, then it'll be like, oh well, that's.
So what about Danny NASCAR?
No, Danny NASCAR is what Danny is. It's me on the open road, and that's it. I don't need to worry about dealing with Mikey NASCAR and Davey NASCAR. It's Danny NASCAR.
It's trash.
Come on. So, Mike and I today, when we're in here looking at, we did a couple races, and Mike and I, let's make our own cars. And I'm kind of looking at I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of looking at the Mustang. I might convert mine to the Mustang. I've always had the Camaro. But they are dripping, both cars are dripping wet.
I didn't mind the Toyota one either.
It's not an American car.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not an American car. Ford and Chevy are American car brands.
Are you saying that non-American cars are not?
That's why the Toyota's always gotten a negative feedback in NASCAR. People say it's not an American brand. And NASCAR is the race, the Great American Race. They call it Daytona.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, buddy.
Why would I? What do you mean?
I don't know about that.
So. Let's recap a little bit. So obviously, how do you think you're not a NASCAR guy. So how do you feel about the NASCAR Heat so far?
It's not bad. It's a good racing game. I mean, I don't play too many racers, but I do all right in this one. It gives you the opportunity to smash people into the wall, and
that's not the point of the game, Mike.
There's a lot more interaction going on than I guess I imagine NASCAR. You block people, you can edge them out just a little bit. It's not bad. It's more than just the left turns, I'll say.
So, you do have.
It's still pretty simple, but there's more to it than just the left turn.
But then you got Mike is very good at the road courses. I'm not quite sure how Mike is that good. I really think, and it's not to demean how good you are racing. I think you're on the normal level, which I think it gives you some assists. And mine's on the hard, which I don't get any assists.
I don't think so, yeah.
I think it's 100% really the reason. Because I'm completely baffled by the fact that you're able to get around the track no problem. And I'm spinning out, crashing. People hit me, I go flying over the wall. It's really absurd.
It's just for people that think they're better than they are to do controls like that. You can't even control it half the time, so I don't know what you're doing on it.
What do you mean?
You're spinning out half the time.
Because if someone touches my car, I completely spin out.
That means your controls are stupid.
No,
that doesn't mean mine are penalized. It means yours is stupid.
No, it means it's relying on me to be a more accurate driver. I got to control my car when someone hits it.
But
I think realistically, if someone hits your car in real NASCAR, you're spinning. You're spinning the
just
F out.
the same, even if somebody hits me either way. So that doesn't really make sense.
I think you have assist on where your wheels aren't spinning out like they should.
No. You're just jelly that I hold it down.
I am not jelly yet. I fully admit Danny NASCAR needs to work on his road course skills because they have not been that great.
Just super jelly.
But let's talk about the bigger problem.
What's the bigger problem?
You and I talked about this earlier when we came in. Dave. Do you want to address it?
What's the bigger problem?
What do you think the problem is? We've known Dave a long time, and I love this. I think it's great. I think it's hilarious. We've known Dave and I a long. You and I have known Dave a long time. Dave's one of those happy-go-lucky, always gets into the game and plays it, no matter how hard, tough, small, big, whatever the game is. And he tried all different types of games. I've never seen him get so enraged with NASCAR. You know what? Have you thought about the fact that he's a crazy driver in real life?
I actually forget that about him from time to time. The speed demon.
I mean, this is a guy. Then when you and I and him went up to the Plattsburgh Comic-Con, and we came from Plattsburgh down to Queensbury, he was driving my car. I don't think my car has ever seen the grace of 95 miles per hour. And I'm pretty sure Dave was going 95 miles per hour on the Northway.
Oh, I rode with him before. It was absurd. In a good way, though. He didn't get caught. That's all
he didn't get caught. I mean, I guess, but
when it comes down to it, that's all.
The man, I guess, is a racer in real life. So when he's on the track and he can't get around cars, he gets frustrated.
He was getting quite enraged with that.
Very enraged.
He admitted he cut it deep. It cuts him deep. I don't know why. We'll get in. I guess I'll get an update as to why later on. But no, he was saying it's because he doesn't approve of how it doesn't. What is it? Says it doesn't help you get better.
But what's the point of that? It's not. There's not. It's real simple. It's driving. It's not going to say, here's how to get better.
Well, that was enraging to him when you were telling him that because he wanted real advice.
And here's the real advice.
You're just telling him to get good. Dave, I don't have advice either because I don't know the finer details about NASCAR.
Here's how it is. There's 4 different groups of NASCAR. You can be... The first one starts with C. I think it's casual. The casual is like everything is on, like 100% assist. It will literally turn your car for you when you're driving. Okay, so
I don't know about that.
It is. So you start with that. Then when you go to normal, it sets everything's at 100. It sets it to like 60. 60% of the assists are on. 60% of this is on. 60%. So it kind of gets you where you have to start driving a little bit more. And then when you get to hard, they drop it all the way down to 15.
Are you breaking down difficulty
right
now?
You get 15%.
You don't know those details.
It's in the game.
I saw what it is. It's not what you think it is.
And then the expert is 0. Like you get absolutely nothing. So as far as David, you can just pick a different start as a casual, which is similar to beginner, and then go to normal, then go to expert, then go to hard. The game's not saying.
I think he's right on hard.
The game's not saying, now please turn left. It's not gonna assist you in that type of capacity. Now ease on the brake.
Some of them at courses, I guess they should have like an arrow on the top to let you know a turn's incoming or something.
It does that. One has like the arrows going around the track where it kind of tells you where your car should be. But
I guess that makes sense.
But that's not on online.
Until you race
that's if you were racing on your own. If you get online, you're racing other people. They're not going to give you all the assists.
Until you've actually run a course a few times, some of the turns come as a surprise or a shock, so it's hard to... And you have to like be adjusting for them from a long time away, so... I don't know.
It's taking Dave hard, this game. I've seen... would you say it's breaking Dave?
I wouldn't say it broke him. He's still playing it. It seems like he enjoys it.
Oh, he enjoys it?
Perhaps with more time it may break him.
1 minute they're like, and then you're like, oh, son of a bitch, man. And he's getting...
Your rage quit. One thing's for sure, he took me out near the very end, and I still haven't got him back for that. I will crash him into the wall.
I heard a lot of that last night. You saying
you and Dave had a very gentleman's agreement going where we weren't crashing into each other. And if it did happen, it was by accident, and we'd be like, oh, my bad. But he was just me and him going, and he curved all the way into me and spun me out as hard as he could. I'll never forget that.
I haven't been able to figure out Dave's racing style yet. Because I feel like sometimes he's just all over the place. And then I hear him say, like, I'm on your left, Dan. I'm coming down below you. I'm on your left. Hey, Dan, you got a car behind you. Like, one time he's a spotter. You go, Dan, I get number 12. He's coming hard. He's coming hard for you. And he's behind me racing. And he can see my car on the track.
I just found it completely unreasonable that he was taking his rage out on me on the track.
Dave got enraged with the heat of the game, and he took you out. He forgot. He didn't care who you were. He didn't care about your alliance.
Exactly who I was.
But I'm saying he didn't care. It was like Mike's. That number 6 is a car that's no different than what I've done.
He will pay for that, but for now he's got the upper hand. But when we meet again, it won't be like that.
Some tension brewing. You can say what you want to say. The first race last night, we started racing.
How's it going?
All right.
We started racing.
Excuse me.
Okay.
We're looking for like a steering wheel for PS4.
We're all looking for steering wheels. Jeez.
Yeah, we've been trying to look everywhere we can find.
That's what I need to get for Danny NASCAR is a steering
They have
wheel.
one in Latham and that is gone. All right, thank you guys. No problem.
We've looked at that, by the way, looking at getting a steering wheel for Danny NASCAR, and that's just, they're pretty expensive. But you can't find them anywhere, the steering wheels. They're crazy.
I think you're being a fool about it because what's his name? Dr. Wiley said they're only $100.
They're not $100.
I don't take Dr. Wiley's word for it over yours.
Should I read these texts out? I'm getting a text from Butt and Johnny, who, by the way, are our Overwatch group about the game. Me and Johnny are still waiting for our NASCAR codes, Dan. I never said I wanted one. I can't say the next line. I'm not the one wanting to make left turns and eat. I can't say that either. I'll pass. That's Johnny.
I was gonna say I didn't think Johnny would play.
Johnny, a deep day. Here's the thing about this NASCAR game. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not a NASCAR fan. I'm not a NASCAR fan. I'm not a NASCAR fan." But yet, it's fun to play when you're racing with a bunch of people when you all know them.
It's very pleasurable to put people you know and ruin their race, but
that's not the point of the game, Mike.
That's how I play it.
So your racing do nothing but take people out.
I find it extremely satisfying to do that. I want to win, but if I can ruin somebody else's race and win, that would be the ultimate goal, I think, for me when I'm doing a race in NASCAR.
Wow, I see how it is.
Especially you. That's on the top of it. Say Dave, who's already having a rough enough time as it is.
I see how it is.
But say Dr. Wiley, he has a spin out coming his way too.
Dr. Wiley Steve, our editor, who just came on board here at Insane Games TV. He's part of the Dave's cult and the group over there on the Weekend Wednesday. He came on board as an editor here for the channel as we start to grow, to edit some of our stuff like on YouTube and a lot of exciting stuff we plan on doing in the coming weeks. But he joined it last night, and
that was fun.
He wasn't bad. He had his own custom car.
Yeah, he was working on it for a race or two to get it going, but
did he cause any drama?
He was a pretty clean driver. He knew his role.
He knows his place.
But,
I don't think Steve would dare to spin you or I out. Maybe Dave.
He bumped into me a couple of times. He didn't do the full out mean intentions like Dave did, though.
Dave had, I would say Dave had some mean intentions to get out like that. Dave like loves you, and the fact that he came down and took you out like that, it's a bit questionable.
Not to soon be forgotten. I know where his heart lies.
Steve apologized. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Mike. That wasn't me. Sorry, Mike. I apologize.
Into me because he's trying to avoid somebody else, and that happens. But
it happens to the best of us. But so you're saying right now, for the record, that Dave intentionally took you out?
I guess I wasn't on stream, so we can't.
Yes or no? You were in the driver's seat, Mike.
I would pull it up. I can't emphasize enough how egregious it was when he took me out.
I'll have to find it, make it and clip it.
I wish I had video proof, but since I wasn't the one on stream, it's lost in time.
Oh, that's right. We can't get that. Yeah, you're right.
Just know he went from one side of the track to the other to take me out.
Did he know it was you?
Oh yeah, he knew it was me.
I don't think I've ever seen such a thing.
And he laughed about it after as well. Loved it.
Dave taking Mike out on the track. This is a rivalry that I don't think is going away. We'll see, but no, we like to kind of get so hopefully we do maybe next Sunday, this coming Sunday, we'll do another one. I think try to get a few more people on and get a couple more copies out there. Try to get some more people on the channel playing with us and try to get as many as we can. So that being said, what led into all this conversation is Mike and I are working on our own cars today, so we didn't have to use the same ones that we've been using that are real ones, and I think we did pretty good. You went with the Gatorade, I went with the Mountain Dew. And we matched. I mean, I tried to get the colors matching up as the best I can. A little bit you can see, but I'd say they're relatively close.
Dan's is like a piss puke green, not the delicious color.
But the Mountain Dew color fits right in. Look at that.
It's like the color of citrus pop or something like Fresca, not Mountain Dew.
Look at that. You can't see. By the way, in the game,
I can see it.
You can see it a little bit. But in the setup here, the Mountain Dew has a green box around it. So you gotta build the green color so it fits the whatever. I think it looks pretty good. You ended up going with the Gatorade number 69. Is there a particular reason why that number was selected?
I think you know the reason why. It also matches my gamer tag, which has the 69 at the end.
I went with a single number because I think the only single number not being used right now is number 5 in real NASCAR. I could have gone with no, I can't. 1's being used. 2, 3, 4, 6. 7 might be available. 8 is being used. 9 is Chase Elliott. No, all 10's being used. I think 5 is the only one. But so it's been all NASCAR here the last couple weeks, or last week or two. We're into that game right now. Warzone kind of at a pause, and speaking of that, let's jump into a little bit here. Kind of leaked in the last day or two. Speaking of Warzone, Call of Duty, Doritos might have revealed the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War coming out. You and I both know, normally Call of Duty has this stuff issued back around E3, which is like, June? Middle of June? And we're now heading into August with a Call of Duty game that normally comes out at the end of October, if not the beginning of November. Really middle of October. I think it's around the middle of October. And there is nothing out for it yet.
I think people are learning that actually with games, it seems like the sooner you advertise, the better it does. Like when people just drop games out of nowhere, it seems like they do really well when they don't have time to like build hype and let people be disappointed.
True. I also feel like you have the COVID going on. Yeah. A lot of studios have been shut down. We're trying to build a game from home. It probably isn't an easy thing to do. Okay, and on top of that, this is a big year. You have people that need to figure out how the games are going to work. Are you doing Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, or PlayStation 5? What's going on over there?
You got a fly in here.
I don't see nothing.
Outrageous. Fucking bear shit. Get my eye.
So you have 4 systems. Are they going to try to do it for all of them? They almost have to. You're going to have a Call of Duty for the new systems coming out?
Oh, yeah, of course. There he is.
But get him! What are you doing?
I can't see because he went in my eye. But yeah, they'll definitely be on both systems. Why not?
It's true.
Ghost did it.
They said it was a disaster with Ghost.
Perhaps so. Then maybe not. But
however, my favorite Call of Duty game ever, by the way, Call of Duty Ghost. Shout out to that. Favorite Call of Duty game. So maybe it'll come out with Go. I mean, if they don't have a burst gun, I'm just not playing. World War, they tried doing that with that, and they almost ruined that game for me. I mean, if it wasn't for the, M1 Grand I had to use.
You were trash at that one.
Now, are you familiar with the Black Ops storyline?
No.
I'm not either. I didn't really.
Does anyone play it for the story anyway?
When's
the last time you played a story on the Call of Duty?
Never.
No. So it's mostly just for the online, and the gun era of the Cold War is pretty nice. It's just like the normal guns, pretty much.
But here's a question: Call of Duty has a lot of shit going on right now. Not only is Modern Warfare, I think, still relatively fresh. I mean, they're still coming out with DLC content on almost on a weekly basis. You now have Call of Duty Warzone, the online, battle royale. What's going on with that? You think they're going to convert Black Ops over to it?
I don't know. They're not going to convert Black Ops over to that. But
so you think they're going to keep it the
their
same?
own, or they'll just leave that as their battle royale. They might not even have a battle royale for it. I don't see why they wouldn't, though, seeing how well Warzone is.
But wouldn't first off, see, that's the question you got to ask yourself. What's the definition of Call of Duty Warzone? Is it Call of Duty Warzone in that particular battle royale is Warzone, or is Warzone going to be whatever new Call of Duty comes out? That game gets put into, because let's be honest with you, Warzone is basically off of Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
The maps, the guns, the characters. So when the new Cold War Black Ops comes out, does Warzone convert to that? Or do you think Warzone stays... Or do they come out with a new Battle Royale with a different name for Black Ops?
It's an interesting question. They haven't said either way.
See, I think Warzone's going to be... I think Warzone's going to be their platform name for whatever one is out. Yeah. I think they'll refresh it with a new Call of Duty. It's a lot of work. I mean...
Battle Royale's getting old, too, so, I mean...
Not that old. Call of Duty's definitely refreshing.
Definitely lost a lot of the casual audience. Only the sweaties play it now.
The snipers, you mean?
The
cowards.
I wouldn't really call them sweaty. The best people you see playing don't even use the sniper.
I don't know about that. Jets Battle Royale is for fakes. So, well, it is what it is. Well, but maybe you should try it.
You gotta learn how to read without... So can you read without speaking out loud?
Who?
What did you say?
I read his thing out loud.
Okay. I thought he said something else.
I abbreviated. But
did you really just say that?
I think the bigger question. I didn't say it.
You didn't.
Jets, are you playing NASCAR Heat 5? I think that's the bigger question. I'm not getting you the code. I would get you a hard copy so I can sell it after. So yeah, at least get my money back for all these games I'm buying for people to play NASCAR. Where if it's not a code bot, you get the actual game. I'm going to give him a code I can't do anything with after.
He doesn't even want to play. He's trolling.
But, yeah, so I mean that's a good question. So Doritos might have leaked the new Call of Duty. We'll see. Maybe they're trying.
How did Doritos do it?
I guess they're packaging. The packaging, because Doritos always does something with Call of Duty. I guess their packaging came out. I mean, and let's be honest with you, it's August. These people probably getting their packaging together. Yeah. But I think what Call of Duty or Activision is doing is they're probably making sure they can get the game finished. They're probably running behind the 8 ball right now, trying to get it gone and ready by the time, And plus, it is a new release season for systems, so you gotta figure that into the equation as well. So,
if they didn't announce it until August, they very well could wait for the new systems to come out and just do it on the...
It's true.
Perhaps.
It's true. Speaking of that, we have the Xbox. What's been interesting. Now let's talk about the reopening a little bit here, and I'll get into what I was originally going to say. With the reopening here, isn't it funny how the video game world has now changed? Like, you can't find anything right now. You and I we've been talking about this all week. Our pricing here at the store has completely changed. We're now actually increasing the value of games, almost 10, 20 to 30%. Because we can't keep anything in stock. It's crazy. We cannot keep anything in... Our system case gone. Games coming in gone. Now, we have more games than we think we've had in a long time. Our Xbox One section is huge now. PlayStation 4 is huge. We've had some pretty cool systems get traded in. But right now, if you were to go out, you can't buy an Xbox X anywhere.
No.
New. His Xbox has stopped making them. Same thing with PlayStation 4s. You can't buy any of those systems right now because all production has been stopped. I think production will resume. I think once they get their priorities figured out with the new consoles coming out. But right now, they have stopped making those. their
I
mission.
think the Xboxes are just straight up done at One X, right?
Well, they're doing the S.
They're
They're going to continue the S. I'm guessing for a year or two, maybe just a year.
That'd be pretty confusing, the One X and the Series X.
Yeah, but they are done with the X. You cannot, unless a store randomly has one, you can no longer buy the X brand new. You can only get the S once they start production again. But it's just like walking around here in this world of like, people just come in here and they're buying. I mean, obviously you have all the pandemic financial stuff that's going on, so like maybe some people have extra money or whatever, or the fact that people are home, can't do anything, so they're buying more gaming systems to be home. Yeah. But it's just like the value of games are going up, and GameStop, I don't know what's going on with GameStop, but you have GameStop who's now not taking in cash trades, like zero cash trades in any GameStop location. Not to mention the fact that all their prices have completely increased. They don't have anything. You and I went into our GameStop right over here, and they had nothing in there. Nothing.
It's crazy. It's like maybe too many people are trying to trade stuff in now because they all need money. And if they tell some people they can't take them in, then they have to tell everybody they can't take them in.
It's just crazy.
I don't know.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you want an Xbox One controller, you can go get one right now.
Yeah, unless you want the Cyberpunk one for like $15 more. It is pretty nice. So show it off, actually. Have you shown this off at anything?
No.
I'll fix that for you real quick.
Can people see it? I don't think people can see it.
I'll put it right up to it.
Yeah, show
this is
the
just
controller.
The controller.
This is just the controller.
We also have the Cyberpunk system. Pretty nice. That's even got that little logo on the back there. And the rubber right there. Not too bad. That came through pretty clear, actually. How's it going,
guys? So we went out. We got the mission of the Cyberpunk Xbox. We found it. You know, did you and I even know it came out during all this?
I missed it, man.
I missed it too. I'm not quite sure when this came out, and it was at a ridiculous price of $299.
Yeah.
And so we were able to find it online. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe that opens it up a little bit. But we have it on display now. Here, we've added it to our lineup here on the counter. Pretty neat, has its own cool sound. We did a video reveal, I think, that we're going to be posting up of us opening it up for the first time. So I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, and we've always kind of gotten the special edition Xboxes, or have tried to. So I think that one comes out pretty cool.
We have a soft spot for those here.
But, you guys can see it. It came up on there. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool, the special edition one. And then we also had another cool system that got traded in that we're keeping. God, the gold PlayStation 4. Now, there's a lot that goes into these decisions, Mike. Can we go? There's a lot of, you and I normally know right off the bat when we're keeping one or we're not keeping one. You know, obviously we get a lot of cool things that get traded in here at the store, and we kind of make the executive decision. Like that Fortnite Xbox over there, the purple one, we kept. No. Like that's too sick too wet not to keep it. So then this bad, but how can you not hang on? We have no PlayStation 4s. Dave has been begging us and pleading with us for how long now?
Yeah, he's been upset that there's no PlayStations in here.
And how can we, and to finally get him one, that's the gold one?
That'd be my favorite PS4 if I wanted one.
Pretty sick. So we'll add this to the lineup here, so now it'll be easier to do PlayStation 4 streams and stuff from behind the counter. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. Now, what's the Taco Bell one?
I think that's the normal, the first, like the fat model.
Is it? Because Dave said the same thing when he came in. Now, is that the Taco Bell one? I go, no, Mike looked it up, and unfortunately it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But, I think that's kind of cool. We normally don't get these, even like the slimmer ones are kind of, this one's obviously one of the newer style. I don't remember this one ever coming out, really.
Yeah. They said it was super limited, and they only did it for like a week or two.
But, so obviously we have a lot of cool trade-ins that people have been going out. Chad's great business, buy things and don't sell them. Well, certain things we keep hanging on to. What's going on?
How much of your cash running?
They normally go
But while Mike's busy with that, let's take a minute. Make sure you give us a follow here at Instant Games TV. Behind the Counter, returning here on the channel, even though much of all the other shows have been going on over the last, obviously for the last couple months. Behind the Counter kind of sliding back into the schedule. Monday Night Gaming we have coming up after us later tonight with AC Weezy and probably Tyler in the group as they play some Warzone. So we got that going on later tonight. Make sure you tune in to them. I'm 6 feet away, about 6 feet, and yeah. So we got a lot of
The mini Nintendo. How does that
I've got a lot of cool stuff going on here. Make sure you check out all the stuff going on this week. We got a lot of we have Danny NASCAR tomorrow. We have Nerd Glassing tomorrow. The Citadel tomorrow. We got a lot of cool shows going on throughout the week and so on. Of course, maybe next week we'll do more of the NASCAR stream on Sunday, and where we kind of get Mike, myself, and a few other people involved, and we kind of get all that going. Are you not hot in here?
Not really.
No? So one thing is, as you guys know, behind the counter, we do have customers that come in and out. So we are, if we pause for a quick second too, it's because we have people literally right around us. Because we are open for business while we're doing this. But one thing, take it hot. It is 77 degrees in here. Now, we here at the store, we pay to get our AC checked every year. Updates, this and that. I'm not sure what's going on in that mall hallway. Now, it is 93 degrees out. Okay? But I feel like, do you not feel like our AC is feeding the mall?
Right out.
It's just like...
Here. Like my soul.
It's 98 degrees, it's 93 degrees in here. Or outside. It's got to be probably 90 degrees in the mall hallway. And normally this store is set at 72. And it works just fine. We never have an issue. And then... now it's like 77 degrees in here, and it's starting to get a little hot. It's starting to get a little crazy.
I don't do well with the heat, so.
And, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out why is it so hot. And then it clicked on me. It's because all our AC is literally leaving the store and going out to the mall hallway.
Gotta keep the gate closed.
I guess so. I mean, maybe we'll have to start closing the gate halfway to start controlling, keeping some of the AC in the store, and and people have to maneuver through the half of the entrance.
I guess we'll see.
Now, no. Pause for a minute. You know how we always joke about how these things always happen when we're streaming here? I mean, this guy was hovering around the camera for probably 5 minutes. Like, he was literally touching, that's why he was literally touching everything around the camera.
We have it right on our system case, Dan.
Is it really that absurd?
It's right on the system case. Are we selling systems here, Dan?
Is it really that absurd?
Don't be jamming the guy up for being interested in the product.
There's no product in there. We don't have systems in there.
There was some there.
Connor B, what state are you guys in? We are in upstate New York. 40 miles north of Albany. That's where we're located, Saratoga Springs. So, I don't know what's going on with the AC or what's going on with the mall. And the last time I checked, they got to have special filters. That should be running out there. Not running. Am I wrong?
I bet it is.
I mean, it is hot. It's going to become hotter than hell in here. And it really should not be that hot in here. Our AC is always running. And it's cool 72. We don't up it. We don't down it. We let it work what it's got to do. And it's off half the time because it keeps the store nice and cool. But it is ridiculous today.
I'm done with it. Done with it.
When Mike goes out for his 600 seconds, which is his 10-minute break, and comes back. Or let me put it this way. When Mike doesn't want to go out for 600 seconds, for his 10-minute break, you know it's hot out.
I still do, but it takes a lot out of me.
Painful today. But yeah, so we have a lot of stuff NASCAR going on. Hot here. No, big thing that happened this morning. Walked in, found $200 sitting on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "Oh boy, what's it? Did I drop money walking out of the store?" Yeah. And I let them look. So I went back on the camera because it is the law that we have to try to find whoever it belongs to. and we did. I was about to say unfortunately, but we did find the person who dropped it on the ground. So we posted their photo on Facebook and some of the sites around here, trying to find it. And you know, but you would think the person would be in here looking for it.
I guess not.
I mean, would you not be tracing your steps at the mall if you lost $200? Maybe he doesn't know it's
He
missing
probably
yet.
knew that, like, after 24 hours in a mall that it's gone.
But the
He probably
reality,
just cut his losses and let it go.
but so I go and I post it on our store page, our store Facebook page, and I got like 20 shares. I'm like, okay, fine, okay, this is starting to no big response, but I got 20 shares. So then what I did was I took it and I put it onto the online garage sale pages, the one here and where we live, and one where we work, and up north where we live. And now I'm getting like all of these responses, like, oh, what business is it? I'm sorry, I'm sharing the post from our store page. It literally says what the business is right there.
The collection of people on those garage sale sites is wildly low in
And then one guy goes, oh, it'd be a lot easier if he wasn't wearing a mask. No shit! Obviously.
The common Facebook person is very, very stupid, so...
Should I do an update, see if we have any new ones?
It's like the people that comment on, like, the Yahoo pages.
Let's see if we have any new comments here on our search to find out who the person is. Come on. If you click the business post inside the... Okay, so now people are telling me how to share a post and how not to share a post.
Dan is just like, I don't know how to make this shareable, and he's asking people in the comment feeds how to do it. It's a disaster. Disaster.
I was not asking people.
Can you guys please update me on how to do this? How to share my post? He looks like a fool even though he's trying to help somebody. Classic Dan. Classic Dan.
Okay, so now we have an argument brewing about why people are wearing masks and why they're not.
Oh boy.
One guy goes, too bad that he has a mask on, and the other one goes, that's the upside to the governor making everyone wear one. Like, I'm just simply asking who the person is, not getting into a political conversation.
You did get yelled at pretty bad for not wearing a mask the other day. Violently scolded.
I'm not sure that
Dan had tears in his eyes. He was throwing a temper tantrum. He thought his rights were infringed upon.
Okay, not really. So no new comments. No new comments on the... But people are just... Okay, let's break it down here. Okay, but Matt, first off, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm on the set right now. I'm 6 feet away from you, and I'm like 10 feet away from the people at the counter.
That's not 10 feet away.
That's at least 8 feet away. If I were to pull out a measure right now, it's 8 feet away. Pull it out.
I'm not pulling out a measure.
Okay, it's 8 feet away. I've done the math on it. That's 8 feet from where people are at the counter. So the mall is you have to wear one, and obviously when I'm not doing what I'm doing right now, I have it on. Okay, but I'm doing all the talking here, so I gotta have it off.
So what happened? How come you had it off and you got scolded though?
Okay, let me finish.
With a story like that.
Okay, when people come into the store, I put the mask on, obviously. Okay, when I leave the mall or I go anywhere in the public, anywhere outside of like right here, I obviously had the mask on. So I was vacuuming Saturday. Mike was over here. I was vacuuming. I kind of didn't know that people walked in. Okay, over here. And out of the blue, this little bald security guard comes flying over. Let me emphasize bald, because he is probably one of the baldest security guards I've ever seen. Comes running over here, yelling at Mike for me to put my mask on. And I was vacuuming. I kind of just forgot. I took it off because I was cleaning out the dust. I didn't want to get dust all over this, so I kind of took it off and I set it. And then I just started vacuuming, not forgetting. You know, I'm sure we all at times have forgotten to put our mask on. I mean, at some point. And
Never.
And the guy comes in yelling at me. I'm waiting for him to come back in. I'm going to tell him to go drag it. I mean, if I'm in the store by myself, and
he was doing it for your own protection as well, Dan.
Oh, please. He's doing it to be difficult. It's the same one that he called 8 people when we were trying to get into our store back in April. Remember? Everyone in the state of New York knew we were trying to get into our store in April. He called the mall manager, the operations manager, the security manager. He might as well just have called the governor and said, "Hey, can Dan get into his store?" I mean, meanwhile, every other security guard was like, "Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Shevlin, thank you, go on in." But this guy, like, I don't know what's going on.
The simple fact is, Dan, you can spin it however you want, but you got caught. No mask when people in the store. No mask. Because you were uncomfortable.
No.
While you were vacuuming.
Didn't want stuff to get in, and I realized, yes, that little people I should have had
You
it
didn't
on.
want stuff to get in it. What's the point of wearing the mask then?
Do you
That's what
want
it's for? It's to block stuff.
First off, do you want
rather
to
just breathe the dust?
Do you want dust getting all over it when I'm trying to clean the vacuum
That's kind
cleaner
of the
out?
point of it, Dan. To block stuff.
The vacuum cleaner hasn't been used since February. And I'm sure there's nothing in it. Heaven forbid we vacuum around here.
It doesn't need to be. I don't spill stuff. If it needs to be vacuumed, it's you from munching your chips back here.
I don't munch chips back here. What chips are those?
I bet if I were to look back there, I'd pull out a bag of chips right from underneath.
There's
you.
no bag of chips here.
At least pretzels.
No bag of pretzels.
Then you just cleaned it out.
If you said Cheez-It, you would have got it right. Extra toasty, by the way.
It's because you can't control yourself with the Cheez-It. Why the vacuum had to come out. Just make sure you wear your mask next time you're cleaning up your mess, boy. I'll tell
Now,
that
when
to
we're
you.
done here, the mask will go back on.
Alright? 6 feet away from me, too, if you're not wearing a mask.
We're 6 feet apart. Alright, so you got anything else you want to talk about for our week back in business here?
No, I mean...
Stores closing in the mall, kind of ridiculous. We're still here fighting the fight.
The whole streaming process during the pandemic was pretty interesting.
It was actually kind of different.
From House Shevlin. So I beat a couple games there. It went on way longer than I thought. I was able to beat like 3 or 4 games from there.
Cool new setup we got at the House
Yeah,
Shevlin.
pretty nice little setup over there.
Not bad. I'll take a photo and post it once we kind of get it all. I think there's one thing where I was waiting left to put on that I need to put on the desk or something, but it looks pretty good. But yeah, so as it speaks for the channel, we have a lot of things that we're working on, new shows, and hopefully by next week we'll have them all kind of finalized and we can announce them. And we have something else big that we're working on that we're right at the finish line for that I think we'll maybe be able to announce next week as well. But no, we're glad to be back here behind the counter, back on Mondays, the home on Mondays at 5:30, 5 o'clock, depending on how we get situated. But you got anything else to say before we close out? We're at the hour mark.
In. All the wet content this week.
Definitely. So make sure you tune in. We got AC Weezy with Monday Night Gaming coming up next around 8 o'clock with him, Tyler, and their group playing some Warzone. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow with Danny NASCAR. And Dave and Boda will be back with the Nerd Glasses and the Citadel. And of course, Retro Wednesday and the whole rest of the lineup for the week here on Instant Games TV. Make sure you give us a follow. Make sure you check out our Instagram page, our YouTube page for a lot of extra content that's going out on there. A lot of clips from our NASCAR races and stuff that happens throughout the week goes out on those. So make sure you check that out. Good?
You good?
Alright. Mike and I signing off. We'll see you next week here on Behind the Counter. Make sure you stay safe. Enjoy the hot weather if you're not upstate New York. And
Try to.
well, it's not that bad.
I'm
We'll
not.
see you guys next week.